Hey, it's Don Hensley from SpeedTrader. I'm out here in the corporate woods of Fairfield County, Connecticut, and in a moment, I'm going to be having a chat with a Wall Street veteran and legend who keeps his brand new office out here. I'm talking about none other than Stephen Kalayjian. Now, over the years, Steve's recognized some of the inefficiencies of today's markets and has built his platform with patented technology that allows a trader to move rapidly. I guess you could say that makes him a speed trader. Follow me upstairs. Now, the main reason why I'm here is these guys are designed for investors of all experience levels. They have targeted education and moreover, charting and alerts that are aimed at newbies, active traders, CTAs, props, hedge funds, money managers. This technology puts the user at the center of the dartboard with 4 segmented parts: charting, leaders, drag and drop, and education. But don't take my word for it. I want you to talk to Steve. Follow me inside. Now, this setup is the stuff of legend. You gotta check this out. This guy probably pays more money in electricity than he gives in property taxes for the building. Come on over here. Thanks very much for having me here today.
Hey Don, good to see you.
Thanks, man. I am so impressed with what it is that you have going on. Now, I know that you've been at this for 35 years, but I mean, how did you get started?
Well, when I was 16 years old, my father said to me, you're coming to work with me today.
Okay.
And I said, okay, Dad. And we took the train together and then went down to Lower Manhattan. First time on the subway. Went down to the floor of the American Stock Exchange. And as I was walking up the steps with him, I started to hear the roar of the floor.
Yep.
And I just felt it in my vein. I still got goosebumps just thinking about it. And first things I heard were the roar of the floor. Was the guy screaming out in Octave Dies. I said, what's an Octave Dies? And my father said October, November, December. And then started explaining options to me. And then somebody taught me the hand signals, because on the American Stock Exchange trading floor you can use hand signals. So I learned the hand signals, the alphabet, in 30 minutes, and I was talking to my father from one end of the room to the other.
Wow.
And then a floor official came up to me and said, I know you're Jackie's son, but you can't do that. And I said, okay, sorry. You know. But overall, it was a great experience. And I knew I wanted to, you know, I love the fact that every single day was a different day.
Sure.
And then, you know, after high school, went to prep school, played football, had some ambitions to play some baseball and maybe even go into medical, and then, I don't know, I got a D in economics.
Yeah. And
I threw my books from one end of the room to the other. My father said, that's it, you're getting a job on Wall Street. And I never looked back.
You're coming back. There you go.
That's it.
Well, I wanted to talk about 92 to 02.
Yeah, great time.
The share volume that you did back then, in the billions?
Yeah, right shy of nearly 2 billion shares, and was one of the biggest day traders in the country, if not the world. And you know, we were I was very active. Sold the Eurostock 66. Very active. Traded all U.S. equities. But I learned a lot before I got to that point.
Okay.
I learned about consistency.
Right.
Met a guy on the COMEX who taught me about consistency. I met another guy who taught me about discipline. So there was a lot of people that were intricate before I got there. The greatest story ever was really the consistency story. It was a guy who was a very big gold trader told me that he was a clerk making $100 a week. He just got married, his wife was pregnant, and he decided that he knew that he only had one chance to get into that gold pit.
Okay.
So his idea was to leave a job making $25,000, $28,000 a year, $100 a day, and go into the gold pit and trade and make $100 a day for 1 month.
Okay.
And if he lost 100, he stopped. But if he made 100, he took his cards and he put them in his pocket, and then he bumped it up to 200, and then 300, and he kept on increasing it.
Okay.
Every month thereafter. Not only did he teach me the ability, you know, the consistency, but
right.
He also taught me about the discipline factor. You stop. But you know, I was an athlete, so discipline was easy for
Easy,
me.
sure.
I just correlated right into trading as well. You know, I worked out, I ate right. You had to have that same mindset.
Okay.
So when you trade, you have to have the same mindset. You know, I don't know. And then I went from the American Stock Exchange to the big board, to the New York Stock Exchange, and then I went to the COMEX, to the Board of Trade out in Chicago, and then I came back. A good friend of mine said, you know, when I came back to New York, why don't you go talk to the guy I'm working with? And this guy is a pioneer. He was the actual so-called first individual that let people trade his own capital.
Wow.
Yeah, so he had a condo overlooking the Hudson. I saw the Statue of Liberty to my left and the Colgate clock, and every morning. And the first trade I ever did, I lost $352 in Compact Computer. I actually was up on the trade, but a floor broker I gave it to missed the print, and he said, "I'll make it up to you," which he still never did. And but the irony is that I became the biggest trader in the country in Compact Computer.
Wow.
After that. So I mean, and but I had a goal. Make $100 a day.
Yeah.
And that goal stayed with me for 1 week. I didn't wait a month. I bumped it up to 200, then 300, then 400 every week and every week. And I did significantly well for the gentleman. And in about 11 months, I made a substantial amount of money. And that was the time that I knew I just wanted to go trade for myself, my own money. So I started a broker-dealer. While I was, on the day I said goodbye to him, he wished me well.
Yeah,
he was really a great guy. And I asked him, I was thinking I was getting 30%. Sure. And I said, "You think I can get 50%? Mm-hmm. He said, "You deserve it."
Nice.
And yeah, it meant a lot. It was a lot of money. And I said to him, "Can I ask you one more favor?" He said, "Whatever you want." I said, "Can I take the chair I'm sitting in?"
He gave it to you?
He let me have it.
Wow.
I carried the chair over my head, canceled the bonds, and so he let me take the chair, and I never looked back. And every day I didn't miss snowstorms. I used to leave at 4:30 in the morning, get into Lower Manhattan, and I just love trade. Every day, different day.
Every day, different day.
Just love.
You know, building off the consistency, are we allowed to talk about the streak? I mean, I've heard about the streak.
Yeah.
I've heard about the 10-year streak. Are we allowed to talk about it? Or?
Well, I can just say that, you know, I know the numbers. I know that I've had nearly 10 years now having a losing month or a losing year. And, you know, it was a very good period of my life. And even now, when this live room that I hold, I have people doing very, very well. You know, they follow. I spent 8 years building the software. I think I took 2 days off during the whole time period, and building it. Yeah. So the software gives me the ability to identify trends and reversals and patterns in the market that repeat themselves.
Okay.
I can see things. Everything's mathematics. I have mathematical stops in place. I love it. I love it. I love now at this stage of my life, at 55 years old, I can, whether it's a person who's just starting out to one of the biggest hedge fund traders in the country, it doesn't make a difference to me. It's just, I love it. Every single day I walk in, I don't even blink. I walk in, and I love seeing it and calling it and helping people identify it. And, you know, to me, I think that's the most important fun thing about it. Hey, Dalian, where am I? Can I raise the stop to 87 and cover 79, 76, 79. So to me, I think the most important thing is overall that you need, my 5 biggest words as a trader is consistency, discipline, confidence, patience, and passion.
Okay.
Patience meaning, like today the S&Ps went from 13 down to 05. Right. And then I said, I would be short here, look for a bounce or even go long, and then got up to like 11 3/4 and then dropped 35, 40 cents, 3 handles, 4 handles there. And then basically, you know, waiting for that pattern to set up. So to me, that's the most important thing, patience. It's like, you just can't, you know, look just to trade. You got to wait for things to set up and you know, hey, covered 10-year bonds, 5.5, 6 if I sold them here. So to me, I think the, where's the stop on the Dalian?
787.
Yeah, make it 89. So I think the most important thing is that people have to recognize that 95% of the day traders fail after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't take failure very well.
Right.
And, I've broken wild stallions before.
Right.
Guys with bad discipline habits, guys that just really just have a way of doing things wrong, averaging down.
Right.
Which one of the greatest stories is where I learned discipline. I had $3,000 of my own money.
Okay.
And when I became a front end clerk on the Amex, there was American Can, which was a Dow stock, and I bought the American Can Feb 50 calls. I bought 5 contracts at 2 3/4. I never forget this trade as long as I live. The stock was trading around 50 and a half, 50 and a half. And within 4 months, I watched the stock go down to 41. And I kept on buying the options all the way down.
Okay.
So one day, it was a Friday, and I was like this, just staring at the machine. And the guy patted me on the back and said, "Hey kid, go home. You can't turn the machines back on."
Yeah.
Just like trading places, like turn those machines back on. And about a week before expiration, the stock went from 41 to 54.
Nice.
True story. At 3:45, I called my broker and I said, "Sell everything."
Yep.
And my father came over to me at 3:45 and said, "Are you out?" I said, "Yeah, I'm out." And he said, "Get over here."
Uh-oh.
And I knew I was in trouble. And I said, "What's up?" And he said, "What did you learn from it?" He said, "Oh, when I came on the floor on Monday, I found a penny faced up.
Okay.
And I made a wish that you wouldn't lose any money." So he says to me, "What did you learn from this?" And I said, "Oh my God, I better answer this guy." Right. I said, "If you ever have a losing position, you look for a penny faced up." He said, "No, you idiot. You never average down."
Right.
So that was my discipline story.
Okay. Okay.
But all these things registered with me in a way that it really was remarkable, and it was really remarkable in the way that I learned.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any regrets. Everything that I did,
Okay.
I learned so much of because of the way the markets can humble you in
Right.
a heartbeat. You have to have significant discipline. You need the confidence to get in to do this.
Sure.
And you need to be consistent.
Right.
Because it's preservation of capital. And cover 76.80 on the dollar yen.
Yeah.
And that's good. Yeah.
I'm out of your way.
I'm good.
Right.
And cancel the bonds. And 10-year drop from 10-year drop too. So basically, what's really important is the whole overall factor of being able to, at this stage of my life, being able to teach a novice. I had someone who worked in the temp agency.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 college kids behind me now that are my assistants, and
Yeah.
I love them to death. I'll let them trade my money. That's how good they are.
Oh wow.
And that's how they've learned.
Yeah.
They've learned how to use the software. They learn how to identify patterns. They learn how to read the charts, to everything I built. And it's really remarkable because when we wake up each and every day, we have our own set of patterns or DNAs, right?
Yeah, sure.
So believe it or not, whether it's the equity markets, the futures markets, the commodities markets, the foreign exchange market, it doesn't make a difference. Patterns repeat themselves, and the most important thing is that what people have to remember is you want to be on the right side of the market.
Right.
That's the number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this morning, I was trying to short Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia, Netflix, and everything just, broke hard, But I waited for the bounces and had great shorting opportunities and made some really good money on these patterns. So
Nice.
I think the most important thing is that as a day trader, you want to be able to be consistent because you only have 6.5 hours to do it.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to be right more than you're wrong, obviously. So,
Absolutely.
and that is the hardest thing. You got to break your bad habits,
Okay.
and you got to want to be able to, use the technology and learn and any additional tools that you can benefit from would be greatly to enhance your trade.
Well, now the hedge fund guys know who you are, and the veteran traders know who you are.
Oh yeah.
The new guys, I mean, how is your setup to help those fellas out?
Well, I basically, you know, I'm going to be working with a lot of member firms and FCMs, and you know, I'll be doing webinars, and I'll be out there talking to a lot of different people, and you know, getting out there and you know, doing seminars or webinars and presentations to individuals. And basically, what I do is when they come on my platform, I give them a week or two for free, and then they see it, and I think they're going to like what they're going to see.
Awesome. Awesome. That's very cool. Well, listen, I know that you're broker agnostic. I know you are.
100%.
I get it. Can we get a little shout out for SpeedTrader though? Are we cool? Are we good to go?
SpeedTrader is really up there on my list, number one. I mean, I really want to help all their traders.
Awesome.
I think that with my 35, almost 30, I'm on my 36th year. For my 36 years, and I started trading equities.
Right.
So I mean, like, I love trading them now because of, you know, the volatility, especially the high beta names.
Oh,
you know? And when you catch a right pattern, and it's like hitting the ball out of the park.
Yeah,
you know, it's great. And I think the SpeedTrader guys would really, clients and traders would really like the software and my live room, and I'm constantly talking. I'm calling out patterns. I'm calling out market direction. I'm calling out trades. And I think it's going to really enhance their trading. I've seen it already. I have a lot of people that listen to me. Broker agnostic, so I don't really care about volume. I only care about people at the end of the day making money and telling me what they've made, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so to me, that's the greatest feeling in the world, that you're seeing for yourself that people are actually really enhancing their trading. That to me is the most important thing.
That's
not that a guy traded, you know, 800,000 shares. Or I don't really care.
Yeah,
what did you make at the end of the day? I made 5,500. I made 15,000. I made 300. I don't care. As long as you're in the black.
Right.
That to me is the most important thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to hang out for a moment and make some money in this place. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for joining today's webinar.
Thanks.
Got it.
Thanks.